Hello and welcome to Mymc Medical College. We're so happy that you chose us as your employer, and today we're going to talk about our policies and procedures. So I welcome you to new hire orientation. So this is what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk about our college culture, so our college history, how we got started. We're going to talk about our benefits, and we're going to cover some important policies and procedures. You'll be able to find those in your virtual new hire folder. These are going to be our training norms today. So let's talk about how we got here, the salt wagon story. Back in the 1800s, it was a man by the name of Samuel Mymc. He was traveling through the country. He was a white gentleman. His wagon happened to break down at the home of some former slaves. They took him in, gave him a place to stay, fed him, fixed his wagon, helped send him on his way the very next day. He was so thankful for their act of kindness that he vowed to do something for their people, which would be African Americans. So 40 years later, he got together with his 4 brothers and a church group, and with about $40,000, they got the money together to start what is now known as Mymc Medical College. We teach health caring. Mymc Medical College is one of the nation's oldest and largest historically Black academic health science centers dedicated to educating physicians, dentists, researchers, and health policy experts. Founded in 1876 as the Medical Department of Central Tennessee, we were the first medical school in the South for African Americans, and it was chartered separately in 1915. This is our motto, worship of God through service to mankind. Our motto is based off that acts of kindness that we were founded on back in the 1800s. Here is our mission. Mymc Medical College is an academic health science center that exists to improve the health and health care of minority and underserved communities by offering excellent education and training programs in the health sciences. True to its heritage, Mymc places special emphasis on providing opportunities for people of color, individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds, and others regardless of race or ethnicity, delivering high-quality health services and conducting research that fosters the elimination of health disparities. Here is our vision: to enhance our national reputation and expand our global reach as a quality-driven academic health science center noted for its leadership in diversifying the nation's health professions workforce, highly effective and innovative training programs, enlightened health policy development and culturally sensitive evidence-based health services, and preeminence-focused research that leads to the elimination of health disparities. This is our current president, Dr. James E.K. Hildreth. He is our 12th president, and he's also the CEO of Mymc Medical College. We have 3 schools here. So we have the School of Medicine, which is led by Interim Dean Dr. Digna Forbes. School of Dentistry, led by Dean Sheree Farmer-Dixon. And then our School of Graduate Studies and Research, led by Dr. Motley Johnson. She is our Interim Dean. So we have about 1,600 people on campus, so that's 755 employees, so that includes our faculty and our residents and all staff. And we have about 831 students in all 3 schools combined. Here are our values: excellence in everything that we do in Mymc. We want to make sure that it is done with excellence. Service. We were founded on great customer service. If we just think about that service that those 4 unknown slaves gave, we want to have that same energy every day in everything that we do. So customer service is really huge for us. Not just great customer service for our patients and our students, but great customer service for each other, even those internally within your department. Accountability. We want to make sure that we are accountable for our roles here and hold our colleagues accountable. Teamwork. We may be in different schools, different departments, different divisions, but we are one team, one Mymc, here to serve its greatest purpose and live out our mission and motto. Innovation. In everything that we produce here, we want to be in the forefront and innovative. Diversity. We celebrate, encourage diversity here, and we'll talk more about that later. Community focus. We are focused on the community in which we serve, and it's very important to us that they get the best care. So now we're going to talk about some employment information. It's going to be very important that you listen. We're going to talk about a lot of key things like how vacation time works, our procedures for operating during COVID-19, and some things about time and of that nature. All right, so we're going to take a look at this video about how we are handling COVID-19 on campus. Full vaccination against COVID-19 is a requirement for all employees, students, and vendors that are on our campus. We do allow medical and religious exemptions, but they have to be approved. Full vaccination is defined as 2 shots of the mRNA vaccine, like those from Pfizer or Moderna, or a single shot of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. We do have a vaccine passport screening app. You can download that by accessing the My Health app, and you complete the following actions. You can also text this code 4040 to 1-855-930-4402 to complete your onboarding form and receive your mobile app. That app just allows you just to show it when you get in the buildings, and you get to bypass the screenings. We are going to be requiring employees and students to be tested. If you are vaccinated, you're required to be tested bi-weekly. If you are unvaccinated, weekly, and all clinical persons are to be tested weekly, whether you're vaccinated or not. All right, we say the official college hours are from 8 to 4:30. Some of us do work shifts outside of that, so it's important that you check in with your supervisor to know what your exact shift is. So while we're talking about what our time is, anytime something happens, you're not going to be able to make it to work, it's so important to let us know as soon as you know it's going to be an issue with you getting to work on time or getting to work at all. Number one, we want to make sure that you are safe. We need to make sure that we have coverage here so there are no gaps in service. Anytime that you have not shown up for work, not called, not shown up for 3 days in a row, we've considered you to resign. So make sure that you let us know what's happening. And we want you to follow your office procedures for call-outs. So don't tell your buddy, tell your supervisor or whoever that designated person is that you are going to be absent or you're going to be late for that day. Make sure that you are wearing the proper attire. Our attire for the college is business attire. Some departments are able to wear a little more lax clothing like jeans. So it's important that you check in with your department on what your exact attire is. Anytime you have shown up at work and you don't have the proper attire on, you could be sent home without pay. If you're in a role that requires you to wear a uniform, you are to wear that uniform when you're on campus working. Tools for success. Make sure that you have your username and password for the Meharry system. Typically, that's your first initial and your last name. That is so important. We use it not only to log into our computers, it's our email address, and it logs us on to Mymc. So make sure that you have that and that it is working and that you are familiar with it. Also, check in with your department to see if they have an orientation for you. When you receive your badge, you are to wear your badge at all times on Meharry to make sure that we know who you are and that you're supposed to be on campus with us. Make sure that your email is working and your telephone. Things like email and telephones, those are something that IT handles. But we want to make sure that you have all the tools that you need to be successful. If you're in a role that requires like a certification, if that expires, make sure that you get that updated certification to HR so we can update your file. Mymc. So Mymc is our housing unit where we keep all employment-related information. It's a wonderful tool. So here, if you are an exempt employee, you'll be able to fill out your timesheet. You can check your vacation allotment. Several things you can do on this site. You can also sign up for Meharry Alerts. Meharry Alerts is our alert system that lets you know when something is on campus. I strongly suggest that everyone sign up with their personal email or their personal cell phone because sometimes we do get Meharry alerts outside of our normal business hours. So let's say, for example, Meharry is going to be closed or starting late for snow. It's important that you get that information, and if your department is closed, then it's important that you don't drive all the way to work and our office is closed. So sign up for Meharry alerts. All employees are paid every other Friday bi-weekly. So make sure you have turned in your direct deposit information to HR so that we can get you in the system and you are paid on time. We have two classifications of employees. We have exempt employees and non-exempt employees. Exempt employees are salaried employees. You're going to submit your time using Mymc. So for my exempt employees, you do have to submit your timesheet every time it's due. And the key thing for you is you're only putting in hours if you took time off, if you took PTO time. That's how that works. To know that you're a salaried employee, when you received your offer, you received a whole dollar amount. So it might have said $50,000. It was an annualized amount. So for my non-exempt employees, you are paid hourly. So when you received your offer, it was an hourly amount. It might have said something like $12 an hour, for example. You're going to clock in and out using the Kronos timekeeping system. So you're still going to use that Mymc username and password. You are eligible to receive overtime, but only with supervisor approval. My exempt employees are not eligible for overtime. If you refer to your virtual new hire folders, it is a handout in there on how to submit your time, whether you submit your time through Kronos or Mymc. We have PTO time here at Meharry. This is for our non-union employees that have PTO time. This is how it works. So on July 1, you get a bank of days. PTO time combines vacation days and sick days. So for our non-union employees, we have PTO time. We don't have separate banks of vacation or sick time. Now, PTO days, you can use those for vacation days, you can use it for sick leave, doctor's appointments, or you just need a personal day off. You can transfer up to 5 unused sick days at the end of the fiscal year into what we call a sick reserve bank. Our sick reserve bank is only in the case of if you have to go on an extended leave, like a family medical leave. Our sick reserve bank isn't a bank that's there just in case you run out of all your PTO time. Sick reserve is there in case something happens and you have to take an extended leave. So if you look at this chart here, so since you guys are new, you fall into 1 to 4. So you get 20 PTO days at the beginning of the fiscal year. Now, if you started and the fiscal year has already begun, you'll get a prorated amount. So, paid time off process. We have scheduled And we have unscheduled. Scheduled PTOs, let's say if you're going on vacation. You would probably need to give your supervisor 2 weeks notice to let them know to make arrangements if you're going to be out of office for an extended amount of time. And then we have unscheduled PTO time. Let's say you happen to get sick, which happens. So please let your supervisor know in the manner you guys have discussed for your department. Anytime you have called out or taken unscheduled leave for 3 days in a row, you may have to provide documentation from a doctor. All right, so for my union employees, so if you are in our union, this applies to you. For our union employees, you have a vacation bank and a sick bank. So since you guys have been here less than 5 years, you are allotted a maximum of 12 days. And how it works for our union employees, you accrue time a pay period. So you don't get all your days at once, you accrue it per pay period. And this equates to probably about a day a month is what this equates to. At the end of the fiscal year, you can roll over 5 days until the new year, into your new vacation bank. So our fiscal year ends on June 30th and begins on July 1st. Also for my union employees, you receive 12 sick days. You get 12 sick days at the beginning of the fiscal year, which is July 1. If you started within the fiscal year, then you'll get a prorated amount of sick days. Sick days, you can't cash them out, you can't roll them over. All unused sick days go away at the end of the fiscal year, and sick days are not to be used if you run out of vacation time. So let's talk about our holidays. These are all the paid holidays that we observe at Meharry. So even if you are in your evaluation period and your department is closed, you will still get paid for these days. Now we do have some departments that are 24-hour departments, like security, for example. Your department may be open and you may have to work on that day. You may not get to take, let's say, Thanksgiving Day off, for example, but you will be able to use that Thanksgiving time at another time is how that works. So if you are a department that's considered essential, so security, clinics are examples of those, check in with your department to see how it works out, to see who has that time off, if you need that time off during that time. Now we have Meharry Days, the gift of time. So between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, the administrative offices of the college are closed. Our evaluation period. So your first 90 days. So if you are staff, this applies to you. During your first 90 days, you won't be able to take PTO if you're non-union, or sick leave, vacation leave if you are a union employee. If you have to take that time off, it could be unpaid time. Our evaluation period is just a time for us to get to know you and you to get to know us as an employee and employer, and make sure it's a good fit for both of us. At the end of your 90 days, we have a system called Agile, which is very similar to your electronic onboarding that you did. We're going to go into that system and we're going to fill out our 90-day reviews. So let's talk about our policies and procedures. Our code of conduct. Our code of conduct, you can find it online and it's also in your virtual folder. We'll go over it now. So the objectives of our code of conduct is to provide an overview of college-wide requirements and standards for all board of trustee members, faculty, and staff. It alerts the college community of various types of conduct that can create exposure, risk, and liability. It supports the college's obligation to conduct daily operations with the highest ethical standards. It extends to our patients, our students, our independent contractors, and our third-party vendors. Everyone will receive a handout in your virtual folder that tells you how to get to our handbook online. You can reach our handbook online electronically. It is on Mymc through the intranet, but I do have instructions for you to how to reach that. Respect for people. You know, it's an old saying that says treat people how you want to be treated, and the key is to treat people how they want to be treated. You may want to be treated differently than me, so treat people how they have asked you to treat them. And that's how we work here at Meharry. We are a drug-free workplace, so we ask that you do not take drugs on campus, sell drugs on campus, and do not come to work under the influence of drugs or alcohol. If you see any violations of our code of conduct, let someone know. Let your supervisor know. Let HR know. Let compliance know. This 1888 number and this extension here, both of them will reach compliance. The 1888 number is an anonymous hotline that you can use. We are a harassment-free zone here at Meharry. We prohibit all acts and all types of harassment. Confidentiality. Being that we're a medical college, we do come across lots of confidential information. So it's very important that you only share that information with those that are deemed necessary. Additionally, when it comes to our passwords and our logins, keep those to yourselves. If you're working in the household, don't share it with people in your household, and do not share it with your colleagues. So that comes with, don't have a colleague clock in for you. We are to keep our passwords and our usernames to ourselves, just to cut down and keep our cybersecurity as safe as possible, because we have lots of confidential information that we don't want getting outside of the walls of Meharry. Misconduct, so that's dishonesty, violations of the law, risk to yourself or others. Let's stay away from that. If we see someone happening or doing that, let's hold each other accountable and keep each other safe and let someone know. We are a non-smoking campus, so we ask that you do not smoke on our campus. If you're working at one of our satellite offices or a testing site, we ask that you do not smoke there. You are welcome to smoke on the public sidewalks, but as far as our parking lots, don't smoke there. Even if you're in your car in the garage, please don't smoke on our campus. Anytime that you have an injury on campus, please let us know as soon as possible. The sooner we know, the sooner we can assist you and help you out. We have an employee health clinic. If you are injured on campus, you go there, you get seen, and they give you the paperwork to get things started. You can also go to the employee health clinic if you happen to be feeling sick. They're doing flu shots, and they also provide hepatitis B shots. Employee health clinic is located on the 3rd floor of the old hospital. So, performance and training. Same thing if you think about it like being injured. It's very important if you are having an issue on campus to let us know in HR as soon as possible. The sooner we know about it, the sooner we can address it and keep it from going to a disciplinary stage of things. We understand that conflicts are natural. A lot of times neither party is right or wrong. It's that each party, they're just seeing things through their own lens, and they need to come to an agreement and come to a resolution. So if you are having an issue on campus, we ask that you start with your supervisor, even if your supervisor is the issue. Now, if you feel like you cannot resolve it on the level, or you don't want to resolve it on that level, we do have on staff an employee relations manager, Ayana Moore. This is her number. She's extension 6618. And you can also call the anonymous compliance hotline if you're having an issue. So if things happen and disciplinary actions have to be taken, these are the steps that they can take. They can go from verbal to written, suspension without pay, and it can also be up to termination. Depending on how severe the issue is, it can skip any of these steps. So it's important, if you're having an issue, let us know so we can resolve it. So performance management. Each year, normally in the fall, we do an annual evaluation, which will be through the Agile system, which you guys are going to use to do your 90-day review. So you're already familiar with it. We use Agile to track our goals and to track meetings with our managers as well. It's an ongoing performance management program that we have here at Meharry. So when it's time for your annual review, think about it just like your 90-day. Make sure that you understand the college's rules and policies, your supervisor's objective and goals, and your own goals that you have for yourself for your role. Once you've been employed at Meharry for a year, you are eligible to apply for other positions. You can just go on the website you guys did to apply for the jobs you have today, and you are able to apply for another job. So, training and development. We do offer internal training. HR, I am the training manager. So from time to time, you will see notifications, campus notifications coming out about different trainings that I offer, as well as I have a training catalog. So just to name a few, cultural humility, customer service, DISC, just like some of the trainings and the popular trainings that I do offer. OIT offers trainings, and you'll see that coming out from time to time in email, so just keep an eye out on that. Compliance has a training system called HealthSpring, which they offer trainings like conflict of interest, HIPAA, internet usage. So if you start getting training alerts from a system called HealthStream, that is from our compliance team. We do allow you guys to attend external trainings, so that could be a seminar or job-related course. That is with supervisor approval. We do have an educational assistance benefit. You are eligible for the educational assistance benefit once you have been at Meharry for 1 year. So once you've been at Meharry for 1 year, you have to be approved by your manager to participate in the program. It is a form that you fill out that you would get from myself. The reimbursement cap is $5,000 per fiscal year, and it only covers the cost of your tuition, so it doesn't cover your books or anything of that nature. Also, the course you're applying for, or the degree you're seeking, has to do with your current role. I'm a training manager, so I'm not going to be approved for tuition reimbursement to get a yoga certification, because it doesn't have to do with my role here. You must maintain a grade of a B or better. Also, payments are made at the end of this semester. So how it works is you get approved by your manager. You attend the courses, you pay for the courses, and then once the semester ends, you will turn in your tuition reimbursement application, you will turn in your grades of B or better, and proof of where you paid to yourself, and then I could submit that for approval for reimbursement. So we have another educational assistance benefit. Now this one is offered by the President's Office. So for this educational assistance, it starts September 1st of 2021. $10,000 per year is the maximum. It will not exceed $30,000, so you can't get it more than 3 times. You have to have 2 letters of recommendation, one being from your direct supervisor. You have to be committed to working at Meharry and remaining at Meharry for another 3 years after you complete your degree. It is a tuition reimbursement committee, and Dr. Hildreth makes the final approval. So Dr. Hildreth's office is responsible for this particular educational assistance. It does not go through HR. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a quick video from our benefits team.
Welcome. We're glad you've joined our team. Meharry Medical College is pleased to offer you a comprehensive benefits package that includes much more than your paycheck. In this short video, you'll learn more about what we offer. It's important to note, new hire benefits enrollment must be completed by the 15th of the month prior to your benefit effective date. This site makes it easy to view your benefit options and enroll in the plans that best fit you and your family. You can review your options and enroll in your benefits from home, work, or on the go. If you add any dependents to your coverage, you'll need to provide proper verification. For example, a marriage certificate for a spouse or a birth certificate for a child. If you have questions or need help enrolling, contact us by email or call the number on your screen. Now, let's talk about our medical plans. Our medical carrier is United Healthcare. Choose from the Core Plan or the Premium Plan. The Core Plan has a lower cost per paycheck, but a higher cost when using services. It has a higher deductible and out-of-pocket maximum. While the Premium Plan has a higher cost per paycheck, but a lower cost when using services. The deductible and out-of-pocket maximum are lower. Both plans offer enhanced benefits when you use the Meharry network. Prescription drug coverage is also included in both plans. You can view more details on the plans and premiums on the InTouch Benefits portal. Now, let's cover our dental and vision plans. Delta Dental provides our comprehensive dental coverage. The plan provides coverage for a variety of levels of care. and Davis Vision is our vision carrier. The plan offers a large network with low copays and high allowances. We also offer optional flexible spending accounts, FSAs, which let you set aside tax-free money from your paycheck to pay for eligible expenses. A healthcare FSA and/or a dependent care FSA. FSAs can be elected as a new hire and must be re-elected each year during our November flexible spending open enrollment. The benefits you see here are fully paid by Meharry. It's our way of helping to protect those who work so hard toward our collective success. Take a look at our other benefits too. With these optional plans, you can supplement your main coverage and build a truly custom benefits package. Don't forget about our MMC retirement plans. Check the InTouch Benefits portal to find out more on who is eligible. We also offer a variety of employee perks and discounts, plus a fully paid employee assistance program. Be sure to check it out. Visit the InTouch Benefits portal to find out more details. Remember, you must log on to the InTouch Benefits portal and enroll in your benefits by the 15th of the month prior to your benefit effective date. If you miss this deadline, you will not have coverage. Once you enroll, you won't be able to change your benefits unless you experience a qualifying life event, such as marriage or becoming a parent. If you have questions or need help enrolling, contact us by email or call the number on your screen. Welcome to our team.
Thank you for your time and attention today. Welcome to Meharry. I'm Kimberly Sweat, Training Manager, Human Resources.